Shri. Now I would like to request Mr. Sanjay Arora, who is a seasoned professional with over 38 of experience in logistics, HRD, CSR, and marketing at RCFL under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India. He has served as Director of Operations on the board of Talcher Fertilizers Limited and has successfully managed large-scale fertilizer logistics through ships, rails, and road at result. Widely traveled across India and abroad, he has evolved into a confident and impactful speaker. He has also staged impactful CSR projects of RCFL, including the Government of India's flagship initiatives, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So please welcome Mr. Sanjay Arora.
मैं वही चीज कहूंगा अपने आप को सीखने के लिए हर पल हर क्षण सब पंजाबी कहावत है हर पल हर क्षण सीखते रहो जिस दिन सीख लेता कि उससे सीख लेता उस दिन सूख लेता दैट इज द बेसिक फंडा I'll not repeat what our seniors have already said. I won't say what is Viksit Bharat, we all know. I won't say what Nobel laureate Professor Abhijit Banerjee has said in Times of India on 12th of September. I won't say how much funds have been accumulated. Coming to the word straight away, the corporate social responsibility. I have served a couple of years in my organization. इससे दिल की बात दिल से ही कर सकता हूं. कॉर्पोरेट की बात इतना करूंगा और मैं अपील करूंगा इस माध्यम से तो बल्कि शुरुआत में मुझे धन्यवाद देना चाहिए RHRF का. We have been stressing on education and health. ये दो पैरामीटर्स हैं जहां ज्यादा हुआ है. बट मे आई रिक्वेस्ट आपके RHRF के माध्यम से स्टार्टअप्स पे बहुत जोर है और कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर्स में स्टार्टअप को भी हम कर रहे हैं. मेरा निवेदन है कि थोड़ा उनको और करना है ताकि हम थोड़ा आगे बढ़ें क्योंकि पेपर प्रोसेस में अगर थोड़ा समय लग जाता है तो अगले का मनोबल थोड़ा हल्का हो जाता है. द सेकेंड पॉइंट, द लास्ट पॉइंट फॉर कॉर्पोरेटर्स. जनरली अभी हमारे कहा गया अभी सब CSR में लोग संकोच करते हैं कॉर्पोरेट में से काम करने को. तो ये वो माध्यम है जहां दिल की बात सब समाज से आए हैं, कोई पैराट्रूपर नहीं आया है, सब समाज से आए हैं, समाज के लिए कुछ सेवा कर पाए, इससे दिल से बड़ी बात और क्या हो सकती है. और मैं अपना विचार है कि हर एक कॉर्पोरेट विभाग में हर एक कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में जो व्यक्ति काम कर रहा है उसको कम से कम एक दिन तो चाहे वो स्लम का हो चाहे बेटी बचाओ अभियान का हो या आदि कई करते हैं, कम से कम एक दिन ऑफिशियली उसको भी फील्ड में एहसास होना चाहिए कि हमारे साथी खाली जिम्मेदारी CSR डिपार्टमेंट की नहीं है, हर एक की है. ये दो बेसिकली मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगा. और आपकी उपस्थिति देख के मुझे भी अपने डिपार्टमेंट के और अपने दिन याद आ गए थे. इंडिया इज वर्चुअली एंड रिकॉर्ड है कि वी आर ए यंग कंट्री और जिस देश में युवा की शक्ति ज्यादा है वो देश का पीछे रह सकता है. और हकीकत में सर बचपन में वो गीत भी हम हमेशा सुनते आए थे. आज वो गीत शब्दों से नहीं करता हूं, वही लय से गाता हूं. ये देश है वीर जवानों का, अलबेलों का, मस्तानों का, इस देश का यारो, इस देश का यारो क्या कहना, ये देश है वीरों का कहना. ओ हो डोंट हेजिटेट, ये मेरा देश के लिए है, आगे बढ़ो, आगे बढ़ो. और हकीकत में साहब ने बिल्कुल सही बताया. It is not only the CSR, the corporate social responsibility. मैं अपने विचार कहता हूं, it is not CSR, it is CCSR. क्या कॉर्पोरेट सिटीजन के एम्प्लॉइज के बगैर कॉर्पोरेट रह सकता है? नहीं. तो कॉर्पोरेट की जिम्मेदारी 2% करने की है. क्या मेरी जिम्मेदारी बस बैठ के लोगों को बताने का? इट इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हम क्या क्या करें. और क्या करें, बारिश में दिल्ली बहुत अच्छी आई थी अभी, भुट्टे सबने खाए होंगे। कितनों ने भुट्टे खाए थे सर? दिल्ली में बारिश बहुत अच्छी हुई। पीवीआर क्या, शायद अगर मैं पूछूं पीवीआर में कितने लोग गए होंगे? सब गए होंगे। प्लीज रेज योर हैंड्स। और पीवीआर में जो बकेट मिलता है पॉपकॉर्न का, वो सबने खाए होंगे। सर, ये वही पॉपकॉर्न है जो हमारा किसान उगाता है। हम किसान ठेले से या छोटी जगह से, अन्य जगह से वो भुट्टे भुने हुए नहीं खाते, भुट्टे बॉयल नहीं खाते, जो कि मात्र 20 रुपए, 30 रुपए, 50 रुपए का होगा। हम पॉपकॉर्न में पीवीआर में जाके 200-300 रुपए का हम पैकेट खाते हैं। पैसा कौन कमा रहा है? पैसा वो विदेशी कमा रहा है जो हमारे यहाँ के आ रहा है। So it is our duty। और साहब ने भी बताया था, नियत होनी चाहिए, नियत होनी चाहिए कि ये हमें करना है, ये मेरा देश है। और आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने के लिए मुझे सबसे पहले आत्मनिर्भर भारतीय होना पड़ेगा। कोई पाकिस्तानी, अमेरिकी या रशियन हमारे यहाँ देश नहीं करेगा, ये हम और आप करेंगे। और जब मेरे पास युवा इतनी शक्ति है तो क्यों नहीं आगे बढ़ सकती है? 2-4 पॉइंट लेके ही मैं अपना विचार कर, क्योंकि अनुभवी व्यक्तियों से सुनना है। सर, नियत की जब हमने बात करी, शहर बढ़ रहे हैं, गांव के क्षेत्रफल थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, और गांव का क्षेत्रफल कम होते होते सब खेती कम हो रही है। अब हम चाहते हैं 1 एकड़ से अगर 20 क्विंटल निकलता है तो 25 क्विंटल निकले, एंड फोकस इज ऑन फूड क्रॉप। क्या विचार ये भी आया है? हम चाहे फ्लैट में रहते हैं, चाहे बंगलोर में रहते हैं, माँ पहले सबको हमें थोड़ी मिर्ची धनिया के लिए ठेले में लेने की देती थी। क्या हम एक गमले में धनिया पुदीना नहीं उगा सकते हैं? कहने के लिए तो बहुत छोटी सी चीज है। पुदीना की अगर हम बात करें, वी कैन गो फॉर वर्टिकल फार्मिंग etc. This is not an agriculture class. The focus, what I want to say is, when we grow at in our area, वो किसान के पास जो क्षेत्र होगा वो क्रॉप लगा लेगा जिसमें इंडस्ट्रियल का है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं लखनऊ से आया हूं, बाराबंकी की खेती, मेंथा की खेती बहुत अच्छी होती है। लेट अस कॉन्सेंट्रेट टू द इंडस्ट्रियल क्रॉप्स ऑल्सो, जिसमें फूड प्रोसेसिंग में अगर हम डायरेक्टली नहीं कर पाए हैं, इनडायरेक्टली हम किसान का सहयोग तो करें। क्या सहयोग खाली हम अपने लिए करते हैं? 10 रुपए का धनिया ले लो, इट इज नॉट द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ 10 रुपए। द पॉइंट इज वी लर्न फ्रॉम इट, एंड स्पेशली वी मेक आवर चिल्ड्रन लर्न फॉर इट। जब हाथ में खुरपी होगी, पानी होगा, गमले में डालेंगे, तो जो स्वाद आता है नेचर के साथ जुड़ने का, वो मदर इंडिया के कॉइन डाल के दूध में लेने का नहीं होता है जब हम हाथ पी रहते हैं। छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, ये हमने खुद अपने अनुभव जब CSR डिपार्टमेंट में थे। एक थैला एक थाली का कॉन्सेप्ट बड़ा सक्सेसफुल हुआ था सर महाकुंभ में। एक थैला एक थाली। हमें बेसिकली पर्यावरण बचाना है, एनवायरमेंट बचाना है, पर जब बचाने की बात करते हैं तो क्या हम किसी रास्ते में देखते हैं या कहीं क्षेत्र में देखते हैं बिजली जल रही है, पानी बचाना है या और कुछ करना है? मेरा काम नहीं है, ये तो विभाग के जो कंसर्न वाले हैं वो करेंगे। मां भी दूध उसको नहीं पिलाती है जो बच्चा शांत रहता है, मां भी दूध बच्चों को पिलाती है जब वो चिल्लाता है। मैं अपील आपके माध्यम से, मैंने यूपी सरकार को एक छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट दिया है, जैसे 112 का पुलिस का एक रिपोर्ट है, लेट अस क्रिएट 113 सेल ऑल्सो। वो कम से कम हर व्यक्ति, ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन की जिम्मेदारी है हमारी। अगर पानी बह रहा है तो मुझे अपने लिए, अपने नाती पोते के लिए बचाना है, क्योंकि कल वो नहीं मिलेगा पानी। The concerned 113 डिपार्टमेंट will take to the concerned डिपार्टमेंट, उसका उपचार होना, टाइमली उपचार होना, दैट इज व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। कमिंग टू माय कंक्लूजन पार्ट्स, क्योंकि कहने के लिए तो मैं आधा दिन इसमें निकाल दूं, बट कहने के लिए कि एजुकेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है, एजुकेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है, पर क्या जो 2% कॉर्पोरेट कर सकती है, तो क्या एक छोटे से बच्चे को स्लम एरियाज में, जैसे साहब ने बताया, क्या मैं एक छोटी सी बच्ची को प्राइमरी स्कूल की पढ़ाई के लिए कुछ सपोर्ट कर सकता हूं? I don't think so it's going to be cost. I do it. It's not that I'm boasting, I'm submitting. मैं भाई हल्का सा एहसास कर रहा हूँ अपने जो रिपोर्टिंग और ये थोड़ी सी सेवा की जो बात है, the statement comes very commonly. Every soldier is a gentleman in uniform. I repeat, every soldier is a gentleman in uniform. Every citizen is an informed soldier. हम सबके पास ज्ञान है, ज्ञान इतना हो गया है, और क्या ज्ञान लेके हम अपने आप को आनंदित कर रहे हैं? ज्ञान को हमने इंप्लीमेंट करना है, ज्ञान को हमने इंप्लीमेंट करना है, कितना से छोटा छोटा करें। और एक छोटी सी विनती मैं यंगस्टर्स के लिए जरूर करना होगा। मैं लास्ट पॉइंट सर, हम जिस स्थान पे हैं सर, हम सब चाहते हैं मेरी गवर्नेंस, सरकार की गवर्नेंस अच्छी हो, कॉर्पोरेट की गवर्नेंस अच्छी हो, और क्या अपेक्षा मुझे दूसरों से होती है? द प्लेस वेयर वी आर सिटिंग हियर सर इज हैविंग द लीस्ट वोटिंग परसेंटेज। हमें सरकार से अपेक्षा होती है कि ये मिलना चाहिए, वो मिलना चाहिए। जब मेरा अधिकार है, वी नो आवर फंडामेंटल राइट्स, बट डू वी रिमेंबर आवर फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज ऑल्सो? Right to vote and exercise your vote, that is what is important. और जब तक हम वोट नहीं करेंगे, दिस इज नॉट अ प्लेटफॉर्म where we say इसको दो और इसको ना दो। आप अपना विवेक इस्तेमाल करिए, बट वोट परसेंटेज जो 50-60 तक चला जाता है, why can't we go to 100%? ये छोटा सा विचार रहता है, बिकॉज ये देश आपका है, देश मेरा है, देश हम सबका है। और वो आखिरी पंक्ति हमने अपने बुजुर्गों से सुनी थी, अब आज हम उस बुजुर्ग सफेद बाल की उस कैटेगरी में आ गए हैं। हम लाए हैं तूफान से किश्ती निकाल के, मेरे देश को रखना मेरे बच्चों संभाल के। जय हिंद।
So thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay. And now I request Dr. Ajay Shankar Singh, who is an officer of the Indian Civil Account Service, is the Principal Chief Controller of Accounts at the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. He has extensive experience in public financial management, internal controls, budget, accounts, and DPT across multiple ministries and sectors. Please welcome him. Thank you.
Namaskar. On dais, the reverse Swamiji has left, but I am impressed the way he is conducting himself. With due respect to one of our very senior government officer going all the experts sitting on the dais and young minds in front of me. मैं क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट में अभी काम कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरा फोकस प्राइमरली आपको just to tell you about what is the framework under which CSR is happening, and I will take you through to the history of CSR, how the policy was evolved and how it was devised. क्योंकि आप देख सकते हैं बाल लोगों के सफेद होते हैं, हमारे तो चले भी गए काफी, तो इस प्रोसेस में I have passed through the journey where a lot of development have taken place in government, a lot of thought processes have been going on, a lot of debates have taken place. There are many terms coined, CSR, CSR, I will not get into all this. But primarily आपको भी लगता होगा कि CSR की क्या जरूरत है? It is the responsibility of government to provide education. It is the responsibility of government to provide health. It is the responsibility of government to provide security. Then why we need CSR? It means government is failing somewhere. Tax collect कर लिया आपने, आपके पास में पैसा आ गया. Now you manage. Why you are trying to shift your responsibility to somebody else in the name of CSR? So this was the debate which happened in 2004, and then government at that time experimented with CSR in PSUs, only public sector undertakings. तो जो guidelines पहले बनी थी, तो incidentally at that time I was young, so I was involved in the subcommittee. सरकार में जो बनता है उसमें एक कमेटी होती है, then there will be multiple subcommittee. शायद आप लोगों की जानकारी के लिए बता दूं, गवर्नमेंट बहुत बड़ा सेटअप है. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज टू ह्यूज. कई बार हम लोग क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं ना बाहर बैठ के, गवर्नमेंट को ये कर लेना चाहिए था, गवर्नमेंट वो कर लेना चाहिए था. इट टेक्स हेल ऑफ अ टाइम टू फॉर्मुलेट एनी पॉलिसी एंड इम्प्लीमेंट इट इन अ डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप, जहां हर आदमी की अपनी फ्री विल है, फ्री ओपिनियन है, एवरीबॉडी इज जजमेंटल. So at that time, this debate happened as to why we are getting into all this, why we are forcing PSU, which is already under tremendous pressure. उसको आप कॉम्पिटिटिव भी रखना चाहते हैं, आप कह रहे हैं तुम अपना 2% प्रॉफिट का इधर लगा दो. And not only that, some of you may have read the old documents. All the PSUs were mandated to not only get the CSR activity done, but it was also not supposed to be outsourced. They were supposed to be doing it themselves or monitoring very closely themselves. And believe me, in the first meeting we had people from ONGC. उस समय में उनका CSR का बजट theoretically जो वर्कआउट हुआ वो करीब 600 करोड़ का था, which is रीजनेबल कंपनी का साइज होता है, 600 करोड़ की जो कंपनी होती है. And those guys who said that you have a small setup and then run 600 crore worth CSR activities in the country. Now all these constraints were gradually sorted out. Some relaxations were given to public sector undertakings, and when the Companies Act came into being, the revised Companies Act, and then it was further amplified, and all the corporates of a particular threshold level were asked to pitch in CSR. So now we are not discussing or debating about, what is the role of government, why government is not doing this, because we have reconciled to the fact that government cannot do it. Whatever kind of government we have, government has limitations. People are looking for different kind of avenues and different kind of, resources and different type of freedom. Everybody thinks that, his way of thinking, his way of working is perfect. So within their domain, let them work. If the any company is trying to promote something in a particular area, then government is only providing a framework. जैसा अगर आप में से कुछ लोग प्रैक्टिशनल हैं तो पढ़िएगा, कुछ लाइन बता दी गई कि ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं जो कि पुअर डिस्ट्रिक्ट की कैटेगरी में आते हैं. यू कैन डू प्रोजेक्ट देयर, योर प्रोजेक्ट विल बी क्वालिफाइड टू सीक असिस्टेंस फ्रॉम PSU. देयर आर सर्टेन एरिया ऑफ एक्टिविटीज जहाँ पे कि आप CSR की एक्टिविटीज करेंगे तो PSUs आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे. इवन कारपोरेट्स को इनकम टैक्स एजेंसी जब मिलता है CSR में, तो देयर आर सर्टेन गाइडलाइंस व्हिच आर टू बी फॉलो. आप खुद अगर डोनेट करते हैं, जैसे प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिलीफ फंड में डोनेट करें या फिर मल्टीपल फंड नमामि गंगे में करें अगर, तो ये सब इनकम टैक्स एग्जेम्प्टेड की कैटेगरी में आते हैं. दैट इज योर काइंड ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन टुवर्ड्स सोसाइटी. तो मल्टीपल एवेन्यूज हैं जहाँ पे कि गवर्नमेंट ने एक ब्रॉड फ्रेमवर्क बनाया है. और जैसा कि स्वामी जी ने भी कहा कि अगर आप ट्रांसपेरेंट सिस्टम के साथ चलते हैं तो पैसा और जगहों से भी आना लग जाता है. उसमें कोई ये नहीं देखता है. बहुत सारे एवेन्यूज हैं, जैसे अभी एग्जांपल दिया गया था कि क्राउड फंडिंग से पैसे आ गए, 10 की जगह पर 17 लाख आ गए. कैन यू इमेजिन हाउ मेनी पीपल हैव थॉट कि इसमें मुझे इनकम टैक्स का रिलीफ मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, पता नहीं क्या होगा, कहाँ जा रहा है पैसा. बिकॉज देयर आर पीपल हु आर हैविंग दिस माइंडसेट दैट लेट मी डोनेट, इफ आई एम कैपेबल आई विल ट्राई टू डोनेट समथिंग. सो दोज काइंड ऑफ पीपल आर ऑलरेडी देयर. हाउ यू आर पिचिंग इन, जैसे मैडम सिंह ने बताया कि अगर मैं प्रोजेक्ट को प्रॉपर्ली ड्राफ्ट करता हूँ एंड देयर इज अ राइट काइंड ऑफ ऑडियंस वेयर आई एम अप्रोचिंग, तो फंडिंग मिल जाती है. मैं PSU के बोर्ड पे भी रहा हूँ, कई PSU के बोर्ड पे. पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस भी आता है, नो डाउट, बट अल्टीमेटली पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस कितना भी होगा, वो होता तो किसी न किसी NGO के थ्रू ही है. ऐसा नहीं कि वो पॉलिटिशियन पे अपने घर लेके चला जाता है. they also work under tremendous pressure and appreciate it. उनके पास भी कोई जाके अप्रोच करता है कि मैं ये हूँ, मुझे ये काम करना है. आफ्टर ऑल ही हैज टू नर्चर हिज ओन कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी. वहां पे अगर काम कराना है उनको, तो वहां का कोई एनजीओ होगा जो अप्रोच करेगा. नाउ समबडी मे हैव ग्रजेस अगेंस्ट दैट एनजीओ, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट इट, बट अगर उस पैरामीटर में फिट होता है, अगर वो काम कर रहा है, और गवर्नमेंट के तो इतने नॉर्म्स हैं कि उसको मीट करना भी बड़ा चैलेंजिंग है. एंड हियर इन सोसाइटी आरटीआई सब है, तो इट इज वेरी चैलेंजिंग. लेकिन कई बार मैंने देखा है कि जो प्रोजेक्ट आते हैं, द पीपल हु हैव राइट कनेक्शंस, दे विल सबमिट अ प्रोजेक्ट. It will be so poor that even if we intend to approve it, we are not able to approve in the board. या ब्रॉड गाइडलाइन हमने जो बनाया है उसको भी नहीं पढ़ते हैं. हर एक कंपनी का CSR की एक पॉलिसी होती है, गाइडलाइन होती है. So I urge you to go through that if you are approaching any PSC or for that matter any company. या गवर्नमेंट में जैसे आप रोड सेफ्टी की ग्रांट मिलती है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में, या शेड्यूल कास्ट शेड्यूल ट्राइब के लिए मिनिस्ट्री सोशल वेलफेयर में ग्रांट मिलती है, वेलफेयर से रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज. प्लीज गो थ्रू द गाइडलाइन. डॉक्यूमेंट आर वेरी एलेबोरेट. यू विल फाइंड ऑल काइंड ऑफ हैंड होल्डिंग टूल्स ऑल्सो कि आपको कैसे बनाना है, क्या क्या चीज का, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज एन टेम्पलेट. अगर वो आप वहां पे नहीं मैच करते हैं, मीट नहीं करते हैं क्राइटेरिया, देयर इज नो पॉइंट परस्यूइंग इट फर्दर. गवर्नमेंट में कोई आपको रिलैक्सेशन नहीं दिला पाएगा. बिलीव मी, आपका डॉक्यूमेंट सही होगा तो ही आप आगे बढ़ पाएंगे, और इतने डॉक्यूमेंट सही वाले लोग होंगे तो उसके बाद आपका रियल चैलेंज आता है कि हाउ यू सक्सीड इन दैट. So I only urge to look at the guidelines, read the documents properly, submit your proposal properly, and then, as everybody says, I will not like to sermonize. एक विल पावर हो काम करने की तो करिए, अच्छा होता है. I do my bit in my village. I also have an NGO. As a policy, as a policy decision, it's run by my family. We have taken a call that we will not be seeking a single penny of donation from anywhere. That is my call. So we have limited resources, so we do very limited work. Because I know that I will not be able to be in government, I will not be able to do justice with broader activities and maintaining transparency and all. I cannot own that kind of weight over my head. I cannot take that kind of weight over my head. तो आपकी जो लिमिटेशन है उसमें काम करिए. There are enough scope. I come from a small district called Gazipur in Eastern UP. वहां पे I met one very dedicated NGO guy, जो खच्चर आप लोग जानते हैं, वो खच्चर को रिहेबिलिटेट करने के लिए एक प्रोजेक्ट चलाते हैं वहां पे, which is funded by अजीम प्रेमजी. The person from a tiny backward district in Eastern UP managed to contact Azim Premji's organization and got a funding, and he is doing very good job. So I have seen many people, many success stories are there. I would like to encourage you to think big and work on any project of your liking, but be careful, be honest to the extent possible. I will not say that you become dead honest and start fighting with everybody and be a crusader like somebody claims, but definitely within the framework, try to be honest to yourself. वो करिए, opportunities are there. And government projects are also there, PSUs are also there, and many corporates are doing good job. So all the best, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Reskilling HR Foundation को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा. मुझे पहले लगा कि रीस्किलिंग क्या स्किलिंग कर लिया गया, इसके बाद रीस्किलिंग हो रही है, but then I learned that there are many good people who have already been skilled, and their endeavor is to reskill them. So all the best to you for venturing into this domain. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Shri Arora, who is the former Secretary, Cabinet Secretary, Government of India, and a 1985 batch retired IAS officer. He also served as a member of the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, overseeing key regulations over 2,200 petitions. With nearly 4 decades of experience in power, finance, commerce, and governance, he has contributed to landmark reforms including GST rollout, Delhi power sector reforms, and India's WTO transition. Please welcome Shri Arora with a big round of applause, everyone.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to everybody. Uh, so, like actually, I have prepared text, but I think seeing that the audience is very, very different, so many students over here, so I'll try to speak extempore and try to communicate what I have learned and what has been, my principles in the life. So, esteemed dignitaries on the dais, I'm a learned audience and friends. Uh, so the topic for today is actually transformative CSR leadership for Viksit Bharat at the rate 2047. So when we are saying Viksit Bharat, it means that we want to be a developed country by the year 2047. Now this is a vision which has been given by our Prime Minister, but then each one of us has a role in it, and we have to see that how we can contribute towards it. Now, it's already mentioned, we have talked so much about CSR, but there is another concept called ESG. So I thought I'll little bit delve on that. So when we are talking of ESG, it consists of environment, social, and governance. Now, the world over, this is becoming a very, very popular concept. And what is required in India is that India is, one of the unique countries that we started CSR, which is mandatory in nature. It's in very few countries that CSR is mandatory in nature. But then going forward, we have to try to align this CSR with ESG. Now, ESG has three components. One is environment, then social, then governance. Now, even at present, a lot of CSR activities are being done, which are maybe connected in some way. But then at present, I mean, it is more like, sort of philanthropy, project oriented, but not being done with the vision or not being done with corporate responsibility. Now, what is required is that we align this, our CSR with the ESG. Now, environment is an area where I have been working, like I was member of the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission after I committed office as a Secretary to Government of India. Now, in the environment area, you all must have heard about climate change. So the climate change, why it is happening? It is happening mainly because of the burning of the fossil fuels. So after the industrialization for 200 years, we've been burning various type of fossil fuels, whether it is running our vehicles, whether it is producing power. Now this, when you're burning fossil fuels, they emit carbon dioxide and also other greenhouse gases. And this is leading to increase in the global temperature. And you must have heard about global warming. So at an international level, it is being what is being said is that we should not let this temperature increase beyond 2 degrees, what it was there before the pre-industrial level. And it was then further when the deliberations went, it was seen that even increase of 1.5 degrees above that level, it can lead to adverse climate change. And we are already seeing the impact of this climate change, kind of flash flood we get, even like the kind of rain we have had over here, and so many other things are happening which are becoming totally unpredictable. Now the global mandate is that we will try to keep our temperature below 1.5 degrees. So that is why number of steps are being taken in the environment area, and one of it is with regard to focus that we are having on the renewable energy. So there is a lot of focus with regard to solar energy, wind energy, and almost 50% of our installed capacity now is there in the renewable energy, which is solar and wind. Now, so that is one part of it. And now the other thing that is happening is that we also want that wherever it is possible, we try to use electricity, and we should use that electricity which is produced through the renewable sources. So why we are trying to focus on renewable energy? Because when we are producing energy through the renewable sources, then it is not emitting carbon dioxide. So solar, we are just emitting the sunlight which is producing the electricity. Similarly, when we are talking of the wind, it is the wind which is producing the electricity. So no fossil fuels are being burned. So that is why the next thing that is happening is that we are going for electrification of the vehicles. So at present, our vehicles are using petrol, diesel. Again, they emit carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas and which leads to rise in the global temperature. So that is why the next that move is taking place is that we should try to electrify our vehicles. So similarly, other things are happening, and on the supply side also, we are taking number of steps that we should try to, use as less electricity as possible. There are many small things like, when we were young people, like in the house, there used to be one AC. अगर जिनके घर में होता था वो एसी के कुछ घंटे के लिए रात को चलता था बंद कर देते हैं बट नाउ द लाइफ स्टाइल हैज चेंज I mean you have AC in every house you have ACs in the cars also I mean you run them not only for a few hours but throughout the day children don't listen to you the doors are kept ajar so this is leading to a lot of consumption so just one interesting thing that is happening is that earlier in the electricity the peak load used to come during the daytime, say between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. But with the changing habits, particularly of the younger generation, now this peak load is coming during the night time, during the 8 to 11 p.m. And during this time, the solar energy is not available to us. So almost out of 1/4 of the installed capacity is solar capacity in India. Now at that time, solar energy is not available to you. So it is becoming a major challenge that how do we meet the power requirements during that time. So just I thought we gave you this as a backdrop. So what we have to do is that we have to see that when the corporates they are trying to implement CSR, they try to keep this environment factor very much into consideration. So it could be like installing solar panels. Suppose they are constructing a school building, so they should also construct have a solar panels on the rooftop. Similarly, if you are constructing a primary health center, it can also have solar panels so that you are also contributing towards the renewable energy. So on the social part, I mean, this focuses on bringing the gender equality. Madam talked so well about about the gender equality, which is very important issue because that's a part of our ESG. So social part is also very important. Then education, health for all, they are also becoming part of it. Then with regard to governance part, so we want all our businesses, that's the G part of the ESG, all our basically corporate, they should work in a transparent manner. So Swamiji and Madam also said that in case your organizations are working honestly, they're working in a transparent manner, then fund is not a constraint. So transparency also becomes very important. Now why this ESG is important is that now once you want to become a global power, because that is lot of it is dependent upon exports. Now, most of the importers they would look for whether your company is following the ESG principles or not. And so this alignment between CSR and ESG becomes very important. So again, there is another concept that is going that for the top 1,000 companies, now we are having this business responsibility and sustainability reporting. So this incorporates this ESG concept. So that has been made mandatory at present only for the top 1,000 companies. But this format or this framework which is there for business responsibility and sustainability reporting can also be used while doing the CSR so that you get a clear idea whether the CSR that you are having, whether it is having an impact on the grassroots or not. So this was just, I thought I'll talk a little bit on the theme. But again now, since so many students are over here, I would like to share that what has been sort of my philosophy. So I believe that for everyone, like my two sons are there, one is 36, one is 33. So always, this is very important. I believe in 4 H. So first is with regard to hunger for knowledge, which is very important. The technological landscape is changing very fast, particularly like in the IT. It is being said that technology changes every 3 years. Now with the advent of AI, things are changing every year. So you have to keep yourself abreast, you have to keep yourself relevant. If you do not have that hunger for knowledge, you get outdated very fast. And as you all know, the number of jobs that are available in the government sector are very limited. Most of you would be working in the private sector, even in the government sector, till the time you remain relevant and you have that hunger for knowledge, things become very difficult as you move forward. And the second thing which my edge is with regard to the hard work. So whatever profession you are, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a scientist, so I think hard work is very, very important. And how much intellect God might give you, but until and unless you are not able to put in hard work, that intellect is not of the use. So I remember, long time back, I just read somewhere, there is a Mensa organization is there, which tests the IQ of the people. So they find that IQ of say many ordinary people. So firstly, it is very difficult to measure inherent IQ because lot of it is linked with what you have studied. But you test the IQ in a very different kind of environment where you are not really trying to test your knowledge, what you have learned. You find that many of the carpenters, poorly paid, even a street vendor, they can have very high IQ. But maybe because of the circumstances, because they're not putting in the hard work, they have not been able to rise in life. So IQ is important, but mere IQ is not sufficient. So hard work becomes very important. Particularly many of you might be even thinking of say civil services or say getting into government jobs. So here also civil services is such an exam that it really tests your perseverance, your ability to put in hours of long work because the syllabus is very wide. So hard work becomes very important. So third thing is with regard to fourth H is with regard to honesty. Now again, it has been talked about little bit, concerned with transparency. Now a lot of youngsters come to us for advice. They say that there is so much competition, but in case you make honesty as your life principle, integrity as your life principle, you will find that the competition is very less. So, because there are very few people who are able to follow this principle of honesty, and even it was mentioned that in case your organization are working in a transparent manner, funds is not a constraint, because ultimately this is the true test that whether you are working in an honest manner. So the fourth thing H is with regard to humility, humbleness. So this is, how you treat people who are not resourceful, how you treat your domestic servants, how you treat people who are well endowed, how you treat animals, how you treat your people. So this humbleness and humility is also very important in life, and it also gives you internal satisfaction. And the fifth H, which for a younger people it's not very important, but as you grow old, you will realize that health becomes very important. This is the fifth H because, like you say, the health is everything. Health है तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, but I mean you only realize the importance of health when you fall sick, or like if you are elder, your parents are not well, you find that health is very important. So I thought I'll just give you this message, and so the five H I'll repeat again: hard work, hunger for knowledge, honesty, humbleness, and health. So lastly, I would say one more thing. So I have always believed that life is a marathon, not a sprint. So what do you mean by it? So marathon, you run a long distance. So over there, it's not that whether you are coming first or you are having a podium finish. What is more important and more satisfying is you are able to complete the marathon. So even many people, just they participate in marathon so that just, even if you have to compete while walking, they'll complete it. So it gives you internal satisfaction. So in life also it is similar, that it is, you are running, so you have to see that you get internal satisfaction. So it's not that you have to succeed, you have to always compete, you have to come first. So even running the life with honesty and the principles I have told you, it gives you a satisfaction. So just remember this, that life is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's not always, that you have to have a podium finish. Even if you are running your life smoothly in a satisfying manner, you will be happy with that. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, Shri Rajiv Agarwal ji and Shri Rajiv Acharya ji, and also Dr. Vinay on the stage for signing of MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding between reskilling and Hindu group of institutions.